Whatever it takes a community to rid this problem.
When our son, he was 5 at the time, he was drunk and killed by a drunk driver while he was riding bikes. My husband will continue to keep this story out there.
The hardest thing is that this time of the year, because my grandchildren will not see their grandma on Christmas this year. She loved her grandchildren.
Not just during the holidays, but all the time. You know, just be smart, have a designated driver, and think about that it affects more than just you when you make a poor decision.
I think we all became asleep. Everybody fell asleep. We all fell asleep. I was one of those people. And I realized that we had to finally find our own voice.
It's important because it's not just about abortion. It's about birth control, reproductive rights, women's health care on multiple levels. This affects women of every economic status.
As I stated, we all come from women.
That's right.
This is not a war just against women.
That's right.
This is a war against the people.
More than 20% of our organization are men. Because, you know, a strong man is strong enough to stand with women.
And for the men in the crowd,
Tell them, Chris.
it is time for us to man up.
Tell them, Chris.
It is time for us to man up. Because we have an obligation not only to protect our wives, our mothers, our daughters, our sisters as human beings, but we also have an obligation to protect their rights.
I think women should know that they need to stay educated on what's going on in the Senate, and that it does affect our lives outside of the public arena.
It's my duty to help those coming behind and coming up, that they have to know that there are women who have gone on before, but the job isn't done and it's not over. And as American citizens, that's what democracy is about, isn't it?
It was a hectic scene as authorities responded to the 800 block of Hardin Street, unsure of what actions a suspected armed robber had in mind when he allegedly entered the Rite Aid claiming he had an explosive device, forcing customers and employees to flee the store.
There was a store manager on site at the time and just a handful of people. They remained calm, did exactly what they were supposed to do, and left the building.
A few of those witnesses calling police, who arrived within a matter of moments with the Columbia Police SWAT team and bomb squad. Authorities sent their explosives robot, who threw a camera device, didn't find a bomb, but were able to locate the suspect, 58-year-old Greg Ayers, unconscious in the pharmacy area of the business. What led to the scene is something authorities are still trying to find out.
Once we can talk to him, we'll get a better feel for why he did this sort of thing.
That answer may come from officials at a local hospital where Ayers was immediately transported. What police do know is this isn't his first run-in with the law.
According to his criminal history, he has several arrest convictions on there, including assault and battery with intent to kill. He's got a couple of drug charges, possession of cocaine, drunkenness.
Now he faces an armed robbery charge and communicating a threat with a weapon of mass destruction, which could now be added to that list.
If you are lucky enough to get inside, you are greeted with an order.
No dogs, and no bicycles, and no jogging.
No ordinary park. It's an outdoor classroom, a place where you learn, literally, about the birds and the bees.
The ecology classes and geology were the two classes we thought would come. It turns out that English sends an eco-poetry, philosophy of religion sends us out here.
And here is USC's 10-acre Belser Arboretum, hidden in plain sight amidst this neighborhood in the appropriately named Sherwood Forest area of Columbia.
It's definitely a secret. You know, we still have people in the neighborhood or close by who hardly have heard of it and don't know where it is.
Because what used to be here was this, an impenetrable mass of wood, bramble, and vines. An old farm deeded to the university in 1959, it was promptly forgotten for nearly 50 years.
We would just come and climb over the fence and kind of explore. There was a pond and there were
foxes. It was kind of like our little secret forest.
Then in 2006, Dr. Pat DeCourcy found it.
This was a dying forest. When I came here, I walked in and every tree was just festooned in a shroud of vines.
But DeCourcy's imagination didn't see the death grip of vines.
You found blueberries.
Right here.
I get to pull down vines and you get to eat blueberries?
I'll save some for you.
She saw a thriving habitat where her students could study.
We were using the horseshoe for our laboratories because there was no other space.
How many hours have you spent cleaning this place up?
We stopped counting about 8,000 to 10,000.
For such a wild place, she insists every step has been a delicate dance.
So you cautiously do what Jean did. You chainsaw and you gradually clear out the brush.
The end product, though it never really ends, is a meticulously planned arboretum filled with various biodomes of biology, Ice Age relics, botanical gardens, a lowland waterfall, and what DeCourcy calls the arboretum's heartbeat, the amphitheater.
More as
Oh, there's a nice little cave.
Yes.
Look at this.
In fact, there are quite a few caves, the former home of a family of foxes, the mother of whom gave DeCourcy a lesson of her own.
I carefully followed her, and her 2 kits were rolling on the ground over here. And she let me sit down over there and just watch them play. Well, that's one of the most remarkable young animals experiences I've had in the field.
Next to the foxhole, a matriarch of a different kind.
This one is our biggest tree, and it may be one of the largest trees in Colombia. They named it the Grande Dame.
The ground. Oh, so this is ruled by a queen, not a king.
Indeed, the place is run by a queen, though she would deny it.
So it really is yours.
No, it's the Belser families, traditionally.
But it's yours.
No.
Redirecting attention back to the park, she explains the significance of where we sit.
The Atlantic may have stopped right here. We're not quite sure yet.
An ancient beach turned modern sanctuary.
Basically, the forest is healing itself now.
Perhaps it is, but one remarkable woman will keep an eye out just to make sure. For Hidden Columbia, Anderson Burns, ABC Columbia News.